Check one, check two. Alright, now it's on. Oh my gosh. Stormageddon 2022 update. It was rocking last night. We had this, I'm sure like if you're listening from Michigan, you're like, yeah, whatever. But for us, we had this big thunderstorm last night, like 2 a.m. That was shut off the hook. Hi, and thanks for tuning in. This is the Learn with John Eick podcast, and I am heading to work today. Look, I don't think it's day 91, but let's pretend that it is, and here's why. Today's the first day back from winter break for me, my kids, my organization. We had a little teacher work day yesterday. I could riff on that. It was super cool, but oh wow, they cut that tree down right there. We've had a lot of storms here, man. It's our first day back from winter break. And so I feel like if you take a 180-day school year and you break it down and you end up with 90 on one side, 90 on the other side, then today would be day 91. It's not, because you have more days in the second half because of CASP testing, state testing, all the crap like that. Plus, everybody wants to try to like button up first semester before winter break because, we all do that. So, whatever. Anyway, I don't know what day it is. Point is, it's somewhere around the middle of the year, and today's like that fresh start. Today's like that, hi, I'm the next best version of myself, and I'm showing up for you today. I love a fresh start. I love the first day of the school year. I love this middle day of the school. It's funny, Brent Coley's the smartest guy I know down in Southern California, the executive director or something in somewhere, some smart dude. He loves the day before we go to winter break. And I love that too, let's be honest. But I honestly, I'm such a workaholic. I think I like the day back, this day, better than that day. Because on that day, I'm typically exhausted, let's be totally honest. And I'm looking ahead at winter break and got, which is rad. But I got lots to do on winter break. No, I like this. I like the fresh start. And I like it for everybody. I like it for the teacher who's like, all right, New Year's resolution, I'm gonna feel good about X, Y, or Z, or do something, I'm gonna stretch my rubber band in the direction of my desired state. I like it for the administrator who's like, okay, fresh start, let's start a campaign to get things, student behavior buttoned up. I like it for the student. I like it for the parent who's like, get this kid out of my house. I promise I'll be a better parent if you just take my kid back to school. I love the fresh start. I love the New Year's resolution. I do. I love it. I'm a sucker that way, though. So here we are. We are on the first day of having students come back to school. And what's the fresh start look like? Well, I gotta tell you, I look around the industry right now, and maybe this is just me riffing, but look, something has changed. And I know a lot of guys in my position are gonna be like, we broke education. People don't want to work here anymore. Well, when you break your arm, you know that whatever you did in that moment led to the arm break. But when you develop some other type of ailment, it's hard to pinpoint where you contracted that ailment. Like a bad elbow. You're like, it could be. I don't even play tennis, so it's not a tennis elbow. I'm not sure why this elbow started hurting, but I think it was long time repetitive behavior that led to, my freaking elbow hurts, and I can't really even tell you what it is. Is it the way I sit at the computer? Is it the way I hold my phone? Is it the way I slouch on the couch and I watch the sports? Something about my repetitive behavior makes my elbow hurt. When we look at the industry right now, I think one of the big problems in EdU is retention. I think people are like, you know what? Either I don't want to work at this organization, I'd like to go get a fresh start, because fresh starts are cool, people want a fresh start. Or people are like, I want to leave the industry and get a fresh start. And I think the pandemic and all that we went through was certainly the catalyst for this moment of change. But I think this change is actually a repetitive stress injury. I think the retention issue in the industry is repetitive stress. I don't think it's a single act. I think the catalyst is, in the pandemic, we all worked from home. We're like, hey, there's a different world out here than the world I've been living. So if I look at that, I go, okay, great. what are we actually talking about? What is the repetitive stress injury? What is the tennis elbow of retention in edu right now? And look, people a lot smarter than me are researching this. In fact, I was looking at a research article handed to me by Dr. Galloway, who's like legit the smartest person I know. She's brilliant. I should interview her for the podcast. You guys would dig her. She gives me this article. I think it's out of like Sweden, maybe, and it's quantitatively analyzing the factors that lead to like what we would call teacher burnout, but I think it's really educator burnout. And you know, obviously student behaviors are a thing, and obviously there's some impact of management, you know, how management impacts, but you know, there's a really pretty clear indicator about time. There's a pretty clear indicator of like time. How do we allocate time in this industry, and then how do we value time, which is pay, right? We get some of that, but also how do we value, and this is a big one, I think, how do we value the control of time? Who owns time in this industry? Because I think, you know, college degreed and then credentialed, and then, you know, people with master's degree, and people who are, you know, professionally developed, you know, these career professionals, I don't think they love being micromanaged. I don't think anybody loves being micromanaged. But I think there's something about the intellectual type. They're like, hey man, I didn't sign up for like wearing a name badge and being micromanaged and reading a script, you know. I want control over time. All right, check. How the hell do you do that? Well, you know, that's the repetitive stress injury of education right now, is that we are an industry that is caught in our hey, well, this is the way we've always done it. We got to keep doing it this way. And it's going to take some innovation, and it's going to take some collaboration to get to some places that are uncomfortable. And then you're going to go, oh, that is working or isn't working. And what are we trying to accomplish? I'm going to be very interested to watch people play this game going forward. And yes, you know, for those who are in a collective bargaining agreement, they're going to have to negotiate that. And for those who are not, they're going to have to like iterate and innovate and probably lead a little bit and demonstrate what's possible, so others could follow and say, well, look, no, we're seeing this work over here in the private sector, or over here in the pseudo-private sector, and then we can adopt it here in the public sector. So all that to tell you this, like, okay, my leadership team at my organization is filled with these bitchin' teachers and classified staff and administrative staff, you know, who all get together and go like, hey, how do we stir shit? How do we stir stuff up? How do we make things better, right? And so we kind of stumbled onto this practice last year of like, hey, we need some autonomous time mid-year. We have these collab days on Wednesday afternoons, check. But those are filled up with, you know, the daily grind. And we have prep time, of course, check. We have PD time built into the year, check. But we're like, what about these mid-year work days that are like, look, just open the damn doors, turn on the lights, let teams of people just get together and do their thing, and don't try to set an agenda for them, because they know what they need to do. Some people need to clean out the science closet and reorganize all of the supplies. That's what they need to do. Now, if you gave some idiot administrator like me the charge of like telling everybody what to do on a work day, I would never come up with, hey, the science team should probably clean out the closet. Because how the hell would I know what the science team needs to do with the closet? I would go to the least common denominator, right? Because that's what decision making is. It's like, ooh, what's a decision that works for everybody? Okay, everybody fill out this worksheet, and everybody do this collaborative activity on your work day. And for some people, you know, for a percentage of people, it's going to be a home run. But for a percentage of people, it's going to be an absolute zero. And a home run plus a zero, that's 50%. That's not good. So, give this autonomous time to people. Have high expectations for, like, you use this time for what you need to do to feel successful, and that's going to perpetuate motion toward people's desired states. It's going to create personal success, feelings of personal success, feelings of empowerment, feelings of autonomy, which then perpetuates, you know, people wanting to be theoretically, continuing to work in the space that they're working. Now, hell, I got no data on this locally, but as we stumbled across as a leadership team at my organization, we implemented them, and all of the feedback was, yeah, that didn't suck. So I don't know. I think we should try to capture what are the little nuggets, what are the little innovations, what are the little practices, what are the little things that we think we're trying out here in EDU to combat this moment right now in education where people are like, especially as we come around the horn, it's a fresh start moment, right? It's the new year. We all made resolutions. What are we trying to accomplish this year? And if we're trying to rekindle the flame, that's one thing. We're all trying to do that. But, some people are going to be like, hey, it's a new year. I wonder if I should leave this industry. I wonder if I should leave this organization. It's an interesting moment to be having the conversation. And I think if we don't have the conversation, we are missing the moment. We are missing an opportunity right now to say, hey, as we come around the horn, now's the time. In fact, I saw a tweet, Phil Boyd maybe retweeted it. It was something to the effect of like, hey, interview your people, do interviews, do surveys, retention interviews. Like, hey, asking for a friend. If you ever thought about leaving this organization, going to another one, why would that be? And what could the organization do to make you want to stay here? I think those are really good questions, healthy questions. I think I'm going to do some of that. All right, I'm driving through the parking lot at one of my favorite places on the planet. This is like the Disneyland of jobs. I'm heading into it right now. It's our first day back. I can see the kids trickling in right now. Teachers trickling in. We're all trickling in. We had a work day yesterday, so we're feeling, I think, theoretically prepared. And let's see what happens, man. It's going to be great. 2023, it's July, it's not July, it's January, it's January 10th, and we're back, baby. It's a Tuesday, let's do this. All right, hey, my name's John Eick. You can find me on the Twitters, at John_Eick, or just reach out to me on any of the channels that I'm on. Super digging you guys, man. I know the pod fell off during winter break, but we're back. Let's keep the show rolling. Thanks for listening. I'll catch you next time.